Sonja, welcome to 69 Faces of Rock. How are you doing today?
Doing great, thanks for having us.
Introduce yourself and tell me what you do in the band.
This is Melissa from Sonja. I'm the guitarist, vocalist.
How did the idea of this band develop?
Essentially, I knew that a band needed to start with myself and Jejek, our drummer, and we wanted it to be something. I knew that it had to be something that was of the music that I listened to, but also played in a way that was unique to us. So we took our time when we got together. We took our time we were just covering songs at first, secretly, not to play out, just for ourselves, just to get the feel of it for ourselves. And then when we started to write songs, it kind of just is what came out from us, sort of. So the concept was, we didn't really have to talk about the concept because we already had that collective understanding with each other. And then when we became a full band, it's sort of, we don't have to tell each other what we want or what we don't want. It's sort of, we are already there as people with our collaborations.
The name Sonja, what does that signify?
Sonja is just a name of dark, powerful, warrior-like femininity, essentially.
The three of you were in bands before, you have the experience. What kind of emotions were you looking to get out through Sonja?
The emotions that we were looking to get out are what I was talking about when we started the band. Just kind of like this powerful, rocking expression of what we were doing. I mean, just dark and powerful, fire and power, essentially.
In fact, how does Sonja work as a trio?
It works as a trio. I mean, we write the songs in the room together, sometimes two of us, sometimes three of us, but it's very dynamic. We sort of need to be bouncing off of each other. It can't be somebody sitting somewhere and coming up with it. We have to dynamically throw it at each other and throw it back, kind of thing, and develop it. That's how it works.
How would you describe each member of the band and what they bring to the table?
I'm the singer, guitarist, so I'm sort of at the front of it. I can't describe myself besides those two things. And then we got G, our drummer, who is so involved in every element of the band, not just drumming. He will be involved in every detail of every instrument, vocally, guitar-wise, bass-wise, everything. He's one of those crazy people that's like that. And then Ben is our bass player. He brings the bass parts, but he also a lot of times will bring guitar riffs that it's hey, check this out, let's turn this into something, and kind of just direct. Sometimes it's two of us will be working on a part, and then the third member will be yo, let's pull it here, and it just we know our space within it to make it work, so it's kind of good like that.
Musically, what do you classify yourself as?
It's kind of rock, metal, gothic rock, hybrid, sort of. I mean, there's definitely gothic elements, there's definitely metal elements, but I think at the front of it, it's rock. And it's such a broad thing to say rock, but it's you kind of, we know what it is. I feel if you hear it, you can kind of tell what it is. It's a distinct thing, but rock is the most accurate thing. And it's there is metal, and it's dark, but it's you can't put a label on it.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And I think that my next question is, what kind of an audience do you attract?
It's cool. I like the audience. It's we get people that are into heavy metal, we are into. We get people that are into dancey goth stuff that we're into. We get people that just rock, kind of the way that I'm describing how the music is a little bit rock, goth, and metal. It is a hybrid of that, and it's you get people at different ages and different vibes kind of mixing together. We love that. We love mixed bills and mixed energies. That's kind of what we want. Just break down the barrier, make it just a rock event, sort of. With good energy.
Tell me about your first album, Loud Arriver. You want to show it so that people can kind of see?
Loud Arriver.
This is it, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that record.
Yeah, that's our first record. It's 8 songs. We spent a lot of time writing them. It's, we wanted every song to stand alone as totally good on its own. Not one song better than the other. Each one hold its own totally. So we felt that way about it when we like put it together, and it came out in 2022, and we've been playing around the songs on it, and we're like pretty deep into writing our next one right after it too.
We'll get to that. The title, Loud Arriver, that speaks volumes. What kind of a message did you try to send out with that?
I mean, that's just like, it feels very rock and roll to me. It's just Loud Arriver. It's like, you know, it could be just the sound of the music being loud. I mean, like, you know, I was inspired by like how Manowar is like Louder Than Hell and just like that kind of thing. And just like all these great rock and metal bands, like loudness, being loudness obsessed. Like, I mean, that's just like part of the energy and the legacy of it all. But like, also Loud Arriver kind of like, when you arrive, not just the sound of it, but just the presence, like kind of takes over the room. And that's just sort of like the energy that we have behind it.
What response did this album generate?
It was pretty good. I mean, we were stoked. Like, it being our first album, we're kind of coming out of nowhere, even though we had old bands. But like, this being us at the beginning, like, people seem to really dig it, which is cool because that means we get to go around and play it, and just play in general, and that means we get to just do rock and roll shit, which we love doing. So,
tell me about your song structures, the way you code your melodies. They're so hidden, but once you get to them, it's almost like you're addicted to it. How does that work?
So I like to think in terms of like, it might sound like a lot of stuff is going on in a song, but sometimes it's like only one part or two parts, but it's just so many different iterations of that. And I don't think it's like, I don't know, I don't think it's like avant-garde or progressive or anything. I think it's like kind of poppy and hooky, but it's like, it's kind of like we'll do this one low and then we'll bring it high later and then we bring it to the middle and like we have a different rhythm and like, I don't know, not in a way that sounds like crazy. I think we try to make it flow, but there's like an underlying simplicity even when it seems like stuff is moving around. I think like just trying to keep it like no bullshit, like something we really try to do.
Lyrically, what are your songs about?
They're about different stuff, you know, I've talked about it before. It's like, you know, life experience, dreams, nightmares, you know, just like kind of, you know, the job of the person writing lyrics is kind of like, you gotta tell the truth. So kind of just try to cut all the bullshit and like say it for real, say the real shit. And talks, you know, it's like, there's songs with like kind of different topics and, you know, some of it's like esoteric shit, some of it's more like, you know, very direct, like, you know, physical descriptions or of types of things. But there's definitely like an overall vibe. I mean, like kind of like what you see on the cover, what the aura that you probably get from looking at it, like it's kind of in that world a little bit.
Are you currently working on any new songs?
We are, yeah. We got we're pretty far into a new album. We have one single that's out digitally that was past Loud Arriver. We're gonna play that song tonight. Yeah, so it's like we're very much in new song world, new album world. That's like what we're on right now.
What direction is it taking?
It has a feel. It has a energy of its own. I mean, it's impossible to put it into words, but it feels like, you know, the way I can't describe it like musically, but it's like, it feels vivid. It feels like more dimension of color, audio-wise, to me. I don't know. Yeah.
Finally, what are your shows like? Live performance?
You know, we try to just have a lot of energy, you know, it's like, try to just get all the stuff there so we can just unleash ourselves, like cut all the bullshit away from, you know, rock and roll that's here to the sound and the energy that's on the stage and that is out there. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it's high energy, I would say.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.